Hey Tim, just wanted to go over a preview of your site. Kind of do a quick high-level overview, um, and I'll do my best to not say about a million times because I'm notorious for that. So with that, I will go into a quick idea of color and why we chose it. So orange is a really good focus here. We want you to click on one of these things. Thus, you'll notice that it's rarely used on this site. Blue is a pretty common color, but typically whites and grays and lighter colors is the lesser importance. So anything high contrast, we want you to click there as well. Eyes typically are drawn to higher contrast areas. So obviously the hours of operation, office hours, where you're located on a mobile, we wouldn't recommend having a lot of this information up here other than a phone number. That being said, let's go over to, obviously a request a quote page would send you to a quick online form to request a quote. Contact would be a more simple reaching out, maybe people wanting to advertise or whatever else on your actual website. About would have a whole bunch of different things from where you're located, what you do, well, not really what you do, but just a little bit history about your company, so on and so forth. This would be essentially a blog post area. Recent projects. Services would have a drop down of essentially all the different services you provide. The home button can come or go, it depends. This actually takes you to home as well, so a lot of people do. We do often drop home or even put a logo up there for just a home logo. Again, segregation of people. If they're coming here for residential remodel, looking for a contractor, general contracting company to do a residential kitchen remodel, we would try to segregate them into commercial residential pretty quickly. And this would take you down a path of past residential stuff or past commercial, past residential. Pointing at the wrong thing. Anyway, so down here would be essentially some of the companies that you've worked with in the past for designers. This is gray. We do have it, so this is actually their actual color logos, but we switch it to gray because it's not your main focus, but this could link to them as well. Obviously choose who you want to link to wisely, but it's good to have them on there. This would be essentially a blog post area. There's a couple of interesting features that you should know about. One is long tail keywords. We're going to get some long tail keywords by residential interior remodeling. In other words, if you click here, this will take you to all the different residential interior remodels that you've done. So you'll see all of them listed out, row by row, and people can go into each individual one. So for instance, if you go into this one, you would actually see that you've done, here's the basement. You would actually have some text about the project, along with a gallery of before and after, so on and so forth. So just an FYI, this is actually an email address for me. We are actually going to switch to uply.com in the near future. So you're getting emails from info at Big Ten Web Design, but we are going to go to Uply at some point. So back to home, I'll go to here, click there, it doesn't really matter. Scroll down a little bit again. So again, as you post new projects on here, which would target longer tail keywords, so as you do a kitchen remodel or whatever else, it would actually show up here automatically, or this can be dynamically populated with essentially the most recent or random or alphabetical. There's multiple ways. Simple, kind of not really a case study, but kind of a highlighted thing that you guys have done recently can be posted here. I don't think this is the right one for your company at this point in time, but it's one that had a lot of pictures. Another key feature though is if you click on an image, you can actually go in through a gallery or go through the gallery this way to see higher resolution images. And again, when we're done keywording and doing long tail online visibility improvements, we would actually have text here describing each individual image and what the actual work that you did. So I guess I should have put that on there. But anyway, long story, go down here to the customers, really important part. People always want to see what they say about the business that they would potentially be working with. And this would auto scroll by. So these are essentially, there's a couple different ways of doing it, and it will be in the quote, essentially showing we could do it manually, or we could actually sync it to your Google My Business or Facebook, and Facebook, and multiple different other APIs that we could integrate with to actually bring that information in here automatically for you. Scrolling down a little bit more, map of where you're located. This is a dynamic map, so you can zoom in, scroll around. And then a contact form. Obviously, it's, lorem ipsum fake text is here, but we're asking for first name, last name, phone, email, type of project, or just other. So then you can actually just hit, whatever you need. Type in whatever you want there. Sorry. And then services. This is not a fully fleshed out footer, but essentially services. You could have a whole bunch of different things in the bottom here, from logo, contact information is usually what we might recommend here, along with review us on Google would also be a button here as well. Again, we probably keep that orange because it's such an important thing, but maybe even a map of where you're located. So as you go to blog posts, people would actually see an actual map. So this can have 3 or 4 or 2, multiple different columns here that would help you, for not only online visibility, but help the end user. So this is essentially, like I said, really quick idea of what we think your site could look like, and the methodology of what we use to segregate people and get them to go down the right path to learn more about your company and see what you guys have done in the past, and along with getting them to hire you in the near future. Taking more photos and then soon and on current projects, and here on out is really important to really increase your online visibility. And it works. It works very well. And so we hope to talk to you about this in the near future, and hopefully work with you as well. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.